live. No schedule for tonight. We'll just have a laugh.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I'm so happy I can get in on these now.
It's awesome. I'm glad.
Hopefully we're live.
Hello,
And
everybody.
can hear us and see us. Let us know down in the comments if you can see and hear us and all the rest of it. That would be absolutely wonderful. You might even have the adverts playing. I have no idea just yet.
Let me turn that down. All right. Make sure.
Hey, there we go. Thank you, Leah.
Window.
Appreciate that. So tonight we have Reptile Innovations, and we also have the amazing Spider-Man 1978. Just for a general chit chat, a chilled out one. No doubt we can twist Eric's arm to show us a few of his crazy animals that he's got. Just behind him. Well, since the last time you were on, Derek, you've moved, haven't you?
Yeah, we did. That process was crazy. We actually were in the middle of getting a house, and as we were moving out of our old house getting ready to move into the new house, we were told that the new house wasn't going to work out. So we actually had to stay with some friends of ours for about 2 weeks until we got the new house set up. But we are finally home.
That's wonderful. I remember when it happened. That's wonderful.
I thought it was going to be a struggle, but the best thing about it is we found a home that's actually in the same town that we're going to put the business. So it worked out better than what it was originally going to work out.
Awesome. What's it kind of like? Because I've never done it. It's kind of moving so many animals all in one go. And how did you get around that?
Well, this was miserable because we had that 2-week lapse. So I had to find something even for my monitors, that big tub that I keep them in. I had to move all these things to different locations. And that's one of the things I never thought about, that I thought about making a video about now and stressing to people. What are you going to do with your animals if something happens? God forbid, whatever the case may be, say something happens and the house catches on fire a little bit and you're without electric for a month. And it is. When we started packaging up reptiles in tubs and figuring out what we were going to do for heating and knowing that you can't just take them to someone's house and say, here, I'm going to throw a $50 plus a month credit on your electric bill while you heat up my reptiles 24 hours a day. So it was, thankfully, between my mother-in-law and everybody, I mean, we did it.
If I went to my mum and said, I've got close on to 300 spiders and other bits and bobs that I need you to have for 4 weeks, her answer would definitely not be yes.
It's been amazing with my family. I've been given great support trying to build this business.
Oh, Dale Strong's been a level 2 member for 8 months. Thank you, Dale.
Awesome, Dale.
Michaela says, I've got a big family and everyone has already agreed to take my pets if something happened. Everyone would get 1 or 2. Hi, ALJ. Hey, Mark, the Spider Guy. Hi, Scott's Inverts Bodyguard. Hey, Version. Hey, Mark. Hey, Leah. I don't know who else is in the chat, but hopefully I've got... Oh, hi, Phil. Hey, Anton. Hey, Callum. I hope I've got everything. Oh, hi, Russell. Hi, Annie. I think, and obviously Dale. Hopefully that's everybody. But yeah, I think if something happened here and I had to move all the inverts, it'd be people like, oh, hi, Nana's got bags and inverts and reptiles. It'd be people like, Nana's got bags of inverts and reptiles, Dale, Leah, Phil, and all those guys, and Mark and Peter, that would be going, can I drop some bits off to you to look after for the next 4 weeks?
Unfortunately, I mean, we did have to rehome a few things. I'll never keep something in a bad condition. I'll always give it a great home somewhere if I can't manage around it. But even now, my wife is on her way home, 4 hours away. She has 2 bearded dragons with her, a bunch of baby Jacksons, chameleons that are coming in that need rescued. So,
How close are you and Christine? Like, because in the UK we just think it's a couple hours drive, but obviously America's a lot.
it's about the
bigger.
it's a couple hours. I mean, I'm probably where are you at, North Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're probably a good 8 hours apart.
Is that?
It's nothing but a day's drive. I mean, I used to live in Florida and drive to Pennsylvania all the time.
That's crazy. You see, for us to go from one end of the country to the other would probably take around 12, 13 hours, I would have thought, and that would be literally the bottom of England to the top of Scotland, and that'd be that covered. But you know, when you look at the size of America, it's just like
Yeah, I used to live in Arizona.
I really struggle to sort of come to terms with how far people are away from each other.
I used to live in Arizona, and when we drove from Arizona to come back home to visit in Pennsylvania, it took me around 36 hours.
That is mental. Like Dale says, UK cars wouldn't make it. They wouldn't. Michaela is in Florida, and they go up to North Carolina.
Love Florida. What part of Florida are you from?
I am a big fan of America, full stop. Always have been since I was a kid. With films like The Goonies and all the rest of it, I think got me hooked. Hey, John. I think we've got everybody. So did you just have to? So with the animals, you transported them once, and then obviously you've had to do it again.
Well, we had to do it in multiple trips because I have large enclosures. I mean, I don't really have anything small. One enclosure takes up the whole back of a truck, and with glass and everything that goes with it and how heavy they are, we literally had to move all the enclosures into the house and wait for them to get heated up before we could actually put the animals in. So it was multiple trips. And we moved about 30 minutes away from where we were going to live. So the 30-minute drive, I mean, it took us, I mean, we're still moving. I'm just going to be honest. I could still lift the camera up and show you boxes back behind my couch.
Oh God, yeah, I can believe it. Easy, believe it. Easy. I think when people say, we moved in the same day, they don't.
It's impossible.
They don't tell you about you live out boxes for several weeks first. I think we all do that.
Like we have the kids and they got school and our jobs. You can't.
Yeah.
Well, I'm unsure because we've got to move, and I'm unsure how we're going to do it. Yeah, I keep getting these like crazy ideas of everything in one, and then do this and then do that. But I think,
and it's not like when you have animals like we do, you can't hire a moving company. They can't handle that type of stuff.
Luckily, my best mate's older brother does man with a van. He's got lorries and trucks. So my mate's like, we'll just hire him and we won't tell him we're filling it up with spiders. And when he turns up, we'll pay him first and then he'll have no choice. But again, for us, because we move, like my mate buys and sells fish tanks and marine fish tanks. So to put those fish in the back of a car or a van for sort of 3 or 4 hours, isn't too bad because as soon as we get to where they're going straight back into a warm environment because we brought the water with us. But reptiles is a bit different, I think, because if they lose too much heat, then obviously that can be detrimental.
Oh, you can kill a reptile really quick if you get them cold. I mean, some of them will survive. Some of them are tough, but I mean, for most part, reptiles do not do well in the cold.
You got reptiles, Christine?
I've got a bearded dragon. He stays in our bedroom. It's still a reptile. 2 amphibians now.
The first one's epic.
Yeah.
My numbers are changing too because this spider thing is crazy.
It's an addiction.
It's
I can't stop. I can't stop.
I know.
If you look at the back of mine, look at the back of Christine. That's how it is.
The only thing stopping me right now is money and the weather.
Yeah.
And even when you've got like full shelving, it doesn't stop there because you end up getting some more and you think, oh, I could put some shelving there, it'll be fine. And then you end up doing it. And then, before you know what's going on, you're literally covered in them.
I haven't got any like little slings yet, so I don't have any little tiny enclosures. I don't feel comfortable enough to get into the little babies yet. I don't want to kill nothing needlessly. So
the problem with these, the slings here, is some of those have been there for nearly 2 years and literally molted once or twice. So I always say, if you can chuck the extra couple of quid at it, go for something a little bit bigger. Oh, Durgeon, thank you, Durgeon. 5 for a bottle of turpentine to remove the stickers at that background. These aren't going anywhere. These are like what we've collected over the course of 2 years.
Look here, DJ. My sticker's on there. Don't even talk about that. Don't even talk like that.
That one's not going nowhere. One says I've been collecting teas for about 3 months. Started with 1. I've got 50 now.
Sounds about right.
that sounds about how it's going.
Yep.
I'm waiting on some to ship.
Russell says it's the same with the fish keeping hobby. It's MTS, which is multiple tank syndrome.
Yeah.
I think we've all got that one. Multiple enclosure syndrome. Yeah.
But the best part is with the tarantulas that they don't have to be super large enclosures, so they're not taking up massive amounts of space.
Right.
I mean, just one of my lizards takes up an 8 foot by 8 foot square space. That's a lot of living space.
Yeah. This is true. We could put 20 tarantulas in where that one reptile.
I'm telling you. You could put a whole zoo of spiders in where one enclosure is. I'm about to get out of hand with this.
Oh, you will. Oh, you will.
And the armored crickets. Somehow I am going to come to Phil to get some of those armored crickets. I don't know how.
Amazing. Tara's already seen them and she's the same. She's like, I want to some of them. I'm like,
I gotta have some of those. Those things are ridiculous.
Yeah, those are wild.
You use the crickets as feeders, and then suddenly here's this cricket built like Arnold Schwarzenegger, spikes all over it, like yeah.
See, I don't use crickets as feeders.
Well,
I prefer to try to stay away from crickets.
Happy Ants just dropped a mustache sticker.
A mustache. I'm gonna let mine grow out for winter time.
I don't even know why I grew mine. I just did. And now it's like I don't want to get rid of it.
I gotta color it. I'm looking at myself on the screen, and it doesn't look like I have much hair because it's all gray.
Oh, I've got loads of grey in these bits. I even found a white hair. I was like, it was massive and long. I was like, what is this? Pulled it out, and then I remembered my mum saying that if you pull grey hair out, 10 come back. So, do you know what? If it goes grey, it goes grey, and it's as simple as that.
Just rock it. It's all good. There's nothing wrong with gray. It's all good.
And now the Mohican's grown a bit, I can kind of brush it over to work. And then, yeah. It's my hairdresser's missed a load, look. Yeah. He didn't quite. There was a language barrier with this new guy, and he really, really annoyed me. And he's done.
I haven't been to a hairdresser in probably 38 years.
Well, Happy Hands just dropped 4.49 on the chat. Thank you, Callum. Appreciate that. Good job, he says. Shut up, Scott. Your ginger not grey, says Dale. I knew that was coming. Them army crickets look awesome. So prehistoric, says Michael.
They do. There's something about just when you look at them. I don't know. When you look at a normal cricket, you just say, hey, man, this is a normal cricket. Okay. When you look at those things, you can tell it's just they're unique
Yeah.
and they're
Literally
big.
a Mad Max cricket, if there ever there was one. It's like the A team have got hold of cricket and bolted loads of stuff to it.
And then they say they take over the whole tree and just dominate the whole tree.
I wonder what they can fight off. Wonder what predators like eat normal crickets that if they come across a group of those wouldn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I wonder if it actually hurt to bite down on one. Like just to feel what it feels like on the outside of that cricket would be neat. Send us all out a cricket, Phil. Get them breeding. Send us all a cricket.
I'll see if I can find the footage.
Oh, awesome.
I don't know. I'm starting to take it. This little Pac-Man frog I got the other day. I think I may have a new obsession. I still love my spiders, but oh my gosh, I'm already in love. He just looks at me and is just like, why?
We got into those for a while, and then if you look at our page, we had Big Bertha. I think she got up to almost 2 pounds. I mean, she was a big frog. And then I met a girl who was absolutely in love with frogs. That's all she ever loved. So we ended up rehoming her to her.
That's nice. Yeah.
I bought one, and I'm not going to say where from because I know it'll upset this person the load, but I bought one from a reptile shop. My friend went and picked it up, and they picked it up, and it was really, really skinny. So they got it back, and it passed away. So there was a load of conversation with this reptile shop. The reptile shop weren't nowhere near me, you see. It was closer to them. And they replaced it, and then that one died. I was fuming, absolutely fuming. My friend was literally in tears about it because they thought it was their fault. They thought I'd blame them, but you can see the pictures of the first one straight from this reptile shop. So skinny.
That's how I see a lot of these Savannah monitors coming in too.
Yeah, I bet so.
They got to stop bringing those things in. I mean, somehow, some form.
What, wild caught and skinny, or just skinny because they've not been fed correctly in captivity?
Most of them, I would say more than 75% of Savannah monitors are coming in with parasites. I would say the better part, almost the majority of every single one has parasites.
Okay.
Oof. And is that a difficult process to get rid of the parasites?
It's not. It's really not a difficult process, and you can heal it, and they can have a wonderful life. But most people don't want to spend $100 vet bill on a $49.99 lizard.
Well, then they should have it.
There's just a lot of that right now. But we won't rehome anything from our collection. In order to get from us, you have to buy the whole enclosure. Everything has to come with it.
Well, so people don't understand when you buy a pet. Of course, with the tarantulas, there's really nothing we can do. Self-diagnose and do the best we can. But with any other animal, it doesn't matter if it's a $10 pet, a guinea pig. You still need to take it to the vet when something happens. I mean, this is how it is.
I know. I watched a video yesterday of some guy grab a hold of the top of that spider and flipped it upside down to look at his belly. Y'all are going to show me how to do that.
Nope.
That was great.
No, I don't do that because it's supposed to cause the tarantula stress.
So you don't have to inspect like their stomachs or anything like that?
9 times out of 10, you wait until they're either outside of the enclosure or they're in a position where you can turn the enclosure to look at them. If they're exceptionally dehydrated and they can be like this, you can then flip them over and then drop feed water onto the mouth, and that can bring them back. That's the only time I've ever flipped a tarantula, but I did it with a paintbrush.
Oh, that's good to know.
And it was quite early on in the hobby, and I was chatting to a couple of other friends that had done the same thing, so I just went ahead and did the same thing. And that was with a juvenile Kraken.
Yeah, but if you need to inspect the underside of their abdomen, that is the best way to do it. Just wait till they're up on the side of the enclosure and do the best you can unless they're in really, really bad shape. That's true. They
Good
get
to
stressed
know.
really easy.
But I mean, for us, like as tarantula keepers, they're either looking good moving around or they're still, and it's you don't get no warning so as much. With I suppose you do when you've got something like mites or something, then you can act pretty quickly. But a lot of the time, as long as your husbandry's all right, you don't know. You just don't know what's going on with your spider. If they lose hairs off the bum, you just think that's completely natural because they're coming up to a molt. So it's really, really difficult to kind of tell what's going on. There's
And
obviously
is there really any vets that see spiders?
Nope.
No.
If they cut themselves, we use like flour, a little bit of flour over the cut to try and stop it from bleeding out completely because they find it really, really difficult to self heal. I think is it cornstarch in America, Christine?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Michael says, you're right, Christine. I'll pay £65 to take my guinea pig boar to the vet just to unblock his grease gland. But they are worth more than money. I don't know, I mean, it's strange, isn't it? Because, I mean, okay, you might only have a $49, Savannah monitor, like you said, and then your vet bill might be 600 quid. But in the UK, especially, people pay that for their dogs and their cats.
Oh yeah.
They'll buy a kitten for 15 quid, or they'll buy a mongrel, like a mixed race dog for, a couple hundred quid, and a vet bill comes to £1,000, and they're like, yeah, not a problem, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I suppose it's something that you think about before getting, a common pet, if you like. With reptiles and inverts and stuff, I suppose you don't necessarily think that they're going to get ill as quick, maybe.
No, and I often tell a lot of people, not only do you think it may need a vet, but do you have access to one? You may have to drive 3-4 hours to go see a reptile vet. By the grace of God, we have one that's local to our area, so thankfully I'm able to go if I need it. But a lot of people don't have that convenience.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of the regular vets don't really deal in reptiles, and some people actually have to find a herpetologist, which are very hard to come by.
And a lot of the times when you do find one that deals with reptiles, it's guesswork.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they're guessing based off of what cats and dogs do, and they are not the same at all. I mean, biology, maybe, yeah, we all have hearts and everything else like that, but they work completely differently.
Well, this is why herpetologists go to school longer than vets as well, because their whole new body systems, they're not the same. So, yeah.
Crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
But it's fascinating at the same time, and I think that's what keeps us there.
Yeah, because I suppose if you've got a reptile and something goes wrong, or a dog or a cat, sorry, you pick it up, you take it to the vets, they'll deal with it, and then that's that. But then, if something goes wrong with your spider or your reptile, if you can't find any help from a vet, then you're the one that's got to be Googling, you're the one that's got to be researching, and you're the one that could be medicating that animal as well.
And that's awesome. It's awesome. Says,
I mean, I rescued a 12-foot Burmese python kept in a 4-foot bib. She had mites and took it to the vets, cost 300 quid. Then 3 weeks later, passed away.
Let me tell you, it was worth every bit of that $300 to the remainder of that snake's life, for sure.
That's sad, though. I'm sure that happens way too much, unfortunately. People get big snakes, they don't know what they're getting into.
Oh, I see them all the time online, and I'm not knocking anybody in the way we keep our reptiles. But these big, large-bodied snakes do not belong in a rack system or a drawer.
Yeah.
The reason I don't have a Burmese python right now, one of my favorite snakes, is just because I don't have an enclosure suitable for it. But I see these guys making YouTube videos opening up these racks, and it's just enough for the snake to sit in there. That's it.
Definitely agree with you on that one. I think Burmese. I don't think I've ever seen a Burmese in a racking system.
Thanks, Happy.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, the rack system is a debatable. It's a very debated issue.
Definitely.
I see
I
it
believe it has its purposes.
for breeding. I see it
breeding, yeah.
for breeding. Yeah, I see it for breeding.
Exactly. But for one animal to spend its whole life in there and only be used for a breeding purpose, kind of, I don't know, that irritates me a little bit.
It kind of makes it like battery snakes, like battery hens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean to know that snake's never going to see the outside of a tub, and most of the time on a production level like that, how often do you think that snake is really getting some good interaction?
That's true. Unusual Pet says she uses a rack system, homemade. I've seen hers; it's massive.
Yeah.
It's not loaded, and her other half Terry gets his snakes out near enough every single day.
Oh yeah, they baby those snakes.
Literally.
And that's what makes the difference. That's awesome.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
when you've got a lot, when you've got the racking systems and they're tiny, and you think, hold on a minute, the snake can spin around, sure, but is it going to stretch out at some point?
Yep.
Because
Yep.
I mean, we're not young, and you know what it's like if you spend so many hours bent over, you go to straighten up, and it's like, oh, that hurts. Surely the snake having bones is going to possibly feel something similar.
Let's see. 2 photos.
Anton says he uses racks for breeding. I'd say depends on the size of the racking system too.
It does.
Some
Definitely.
pre-made racking systems are really overpriced, and it's easy to DIY much cheaper, says Durjan. Yeah, they are very expensive.
And I don't want anybody to think I'm knocking the racking systems. Like I said, they absolutely have their reasons. I just think sometimes, and I've been guilty of this myself as a reptile keeper, sometimes we'll take advantage of that space and utilize that space instead of providing an animal with something that we know could just be a little bit better. And I'm guilty of that for sure.
I've transported in the little plastic boxes and stuff like that for the snakes.
And I've seen some of these videos that people are putting out. They're making some really awesome tub designs for like crested geckos and things like that.
Have they got the UV light in with the racking systems when they're putting crested in and stuff like that?
I don't believe they have any UV on them, no.
Because they're they need the UV, but you don't very often see it on them when they're smaller.
No. And I looked at the idea because the tubs definitely would keep the humidity and everything right where you want it to be and help that environment. So if you could just wire a light right up out top of the lid, you'd be good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the winters near enough started now in the UK.
The what?
Took a little while to get going, but now the winter's finally here.
Oh, the winter, yeah.
Yeah, so we're kind of checking temperatures, checking bulbs, and all the rest of it at the moment, making sure everything's good. Hi, Faceless.
Hi, Faceless.
All the kids are walking in the door.
Hey, kids.
It's so odd, like trying to watch videos and stuff being on the time change. It's
Yeah.
different.
I know. What time is it over there at the moment? Hey, Jackie.
Going on 4 o'clock.
It's crazy. I suppose it's the same for you as well. When you look at here, I mean, you think
It is.
it's night time, but then it's because we chat to Christine a lot. So it's weird to think that there's a time difference.
Yeah, I've got so many friends in the UK that I automatically in my head, well, they're 5 hours ahead of me. I know it's just automatic now. Hey, Jackie, how are
A
you?
lot of the stuff I watch, reptile stuff included, comes out of the UK and even with like Northern Exotics and Richard and things like that. Like I said before on the video we did before, I think the UK is more into advancing reptile and just the care and the lighting and all of this. I think they're just a little bit more advanced and ahead of the United States. I think we could become complacent with things over here.
Yeah.
Possibly. I think with people like Richard will actively hunt the next progression in reptile husbandry. So he's always looking and looking and looking and Googling and searching. And then he spends a lot of time with the manufacturers chatting to them as well. So when something comes out and he's like, this will make a difference, he's on it immediately.
Exactly.
Who was it the other day? I think was it DBCD? Is it?
Yeah.
Got 6. I can't never remember. But he's up there and he's over in Canada, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, I rate he's up there with Richard as well, especially when it comes to the forefront of stuff. He's always talking about so many different subjects within the reptile keeping. It's unbelievable. But I think over the last 6 months, I've seen more talking about UV with the reptile, channels in the UK than what I've with the American ones. Whether that's because you guys have already gone over it maybe a year or two ago, and these channels over here are just catching up maybe, or it could be the other way around. God knows.
I don't know. I think.
Jackie.
Yeah, that's why I asked you about the spider the other day, because it just seems to me like UV is beneficial in all aspects to anything that spends a little bit of time outside in the natural sunlight.
I think it was Richard that said, like, if there's a defense for it, then obviously they're going to spend time in it. I think Phil was on about UV on a previous stream on Sunday, and a study had been carried out or something. But half the questions I've got, I don't think they did. I think they only did it on one spider per species, and not because you need a multitude, wouldn't you? You need about 20 of each species to conduct it correctly, and then you'd also need 2 control for each species as well. And then obviously you'd need to look at them from egg sac, emerging as slings all the way up to adults, not over the course of a year or two. It would be literally a 20-year thing. Could even be longer depending on what species, and if it prolonged their life, it could be even longer than that. If we're going to do it, we kind of need it done now. But who knows? They might because they're going to be a lot more educated than what we are. So they're going to maybe see changes in the slings, in the larger slings, in the small juveniles, which then they might be able to relate via a computer for a spider's life plan, and then they can make an educated guess at going forward how what positive effects it's going to have on that spider's life, instead of having to wait maybe those full 30 years. I've got my Pteronoculus marinus Makumi is next to my morning geckos with the UV bulb, and she's got the front of her web. When the UV's off, she's not out. When the UV's on, she sits at the front. But that's not to say if I got the same spider, another female, that one could react completely different. That's what we need. You need to do it across so many, across 20 different spiders from the same species to make sure the results you're getting aren't just like one-offs.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I have that pink toe that I put in here, and I mean, she loves to spend time up at the light. I mean, everything all day long when that light's on, she's constantly just sitting. Like, oh, sometimes she'll be on the lid, just sitting right underneath the light.
It's crazy because if you think about something like a P Metallica, it's bright blue and it's sitting against dark coloured bark in the wild. And
How is that a camouflage?
exactly, it's not a camouflage. So 9 times out of 10 in the wild, if you're not camouflaging, you're advertising the fact that you're one either going to hurt you in some way or that you're venomous, poisonous if consumed. So if an animal displays the fact that they could be harmful to you, such as the P Metallica being blue, then they're not going to be hidden away all the time, are they? They're going to be out. A lot of the burrowing species are a lot darker, apart from obviously the H. Martha, the LSD. But a lot of the burrowing species seem to be a lot darker. T. Caledonia, that obviously comes out every now and again. That's highly coloured. So that suggests to me that maybe they do spend a bit more time out in the light than what we actually think. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't need to be these brightly coloured individuals. Chromatopelma pubescens, green bottle blue. There's another one that could be easily spotted, possibly. So if it was camouflaged up, you wouldn't see it. But it's not. It's brightly coloured. So again, that suggests that they spend more time out than what we actually think.
Yeah.
Such a gorgeous spider, too.
The green bottle blue.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh yeah.
I love the
I'm ready for it, but I've got some orders, but we got to wait. These last few days, we had snow here for a couple of days, and I put everything on hold. I'm not going to ship anything out during cold weather, but we have a couple of days coming up where I think it's about to be 60, 65, so I think we'll have a couple of safe shipping days.
Yeah, that's been the same here. It's been like freezing. The evenings have been freezing. So, but
I won't ever take the risk. If it's worth the risk, I'll drive my car and I'll just go pick it up.
Yeah.
If
the reputable places will wait until the weather is correct.
Yeah.
Anyway. So
I mean, Christine's got quite a few. So if you order one online, how long does the actual shipping take, Christine? Is it overnight or is it 2 days? Or
yeah, it's overnight.
It's overnight. Yep.
Is that from any part of America?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Richard's in the house. He says if an animal has access to the sun in nature, then it naturally has a want, a need, and a defense against the rays.
Firm believer. I am a firm believer in that.
I am. It was Richard that put the idea in my head.
It makes sense.
On one of the streams a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
The more we talk about it, the more people think about it.
And we have to push it out there. I mean, just think about it. A few years ago, we didn't even know this existed. I mean, we were keeping everything without UV lights. I mean, or just the minimalistic screw-in bulbs. We didn't know we were measuring radiation coming off of the bulb to make sure it was proper distance from the reptile or anything like that. And to think about the changes that we've made, how many people don't know this? Go pick up a PetSmart or just a local reptile shop. Just go there and get one of their care sheets, and you'll see that this information needs to get out there.
Yeah.
Richard says it's scientifically proven. I know what my subscribers are going to say to that, and they're going to want a web link to the information that proves it. If there's any papers or anything like that.
Eating a glass tank with a candle.
I'll get hammered with messages going, have you got the link to the... Do you know what I mean? He says only 30 years ago we were heating a glass tank with candle. Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, Richard.
But no, when you think about this, not that long ago, I remember growing up as a kid, not as a kid, I was a young adult, so to speak. But I had a cage for a red-tailed boa. It was not a tank. It was a built wired cage that had a big red farm-style heat lamp on top. and then a regular light bulb, just your regular incandescent house light bulb on the other side to give it light. That's where reptiles were, I want to say, 20 years ago.
Hey, Joff. Joff says, my GBB molted a week ago last Sunday. I fed her a locust yesterday, which she took no problem. She's still staying in the same area where she molted. When is the best time to feed her again? If it's a full-size adult, I'd say give her another week. Try her again. Don't be surprised if in a week's time she doesn't want it and she wants to wait 2 weeks. But yeah, and just take it out after 24 hours if you don't want it. Oh, check Arcadia or Reptile Systems website. Check the files on Reptile Lighting Facebook page. There's Dr. Bain's papers. Ah, there we go. There we go. But I mean, I remember going around friends. I mean, I'm 42 now, so I remember going around friends' houses as a child. Some of them would have. Oh, Joff said juvenile. Yeah, try her 7 days after the last feed. You know, and they'd have a Mexican red knee or something like that in their front room. If their front room was cold, because back then it was single pane windows, no central heating even, then the front room would be cold, and that enclosure would be cold.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe the snake on the other side of the room would be nice and warm because it's got all the heating on it. So I think we've come a long, long way.
Yeah, we have.
Anton says, fair dues. If a lizard needs it for its bones to grow, snakes in my opinion don't need it. Eh? I don't know. I'd still give it the snake. Mine have got it. Admittedly, they haven't got high doses of UV, but they have got UV.
I'm saving that name in my phone that Richard said. I want to look up that guy's information.
Yeah, Dr. Baines is a female from Wales. She keeps. Phil was telling me because Phil was in the he works in the zoo, so he's got a bit more access to information than what a lot of us do. And he was saying she keeps trying to retire, but then people keep going to her and asking her to review another lighting or check something out so she can make another paper on it or whatever.
Yeah.
As soon as she puts her name on it, it's as good as gold.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. I think Unusual Pets, I'm sure she's met her accidentally, from what I remember, because they live close to each other. Had a Scorpio Murius delivered today. The Israeli gold Scorpio.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, what's that? I'm not familiar with scorpions.
Yeah. I'm going into him more now because, like, you know, one of my good friends is Dale, and he's mad for him. So every time I'm talking to him, his enthusiasm's rubbing off, and I've gone, do you know what? All right, we'll try a few, you know, and see where we end up.
Are scorpions pretty active?
I think the desert ones more so than the Asian ones. But again, I've got limited keeping knowledge on them, and limited knowledge full stop. I'm getting 3 adult pairs of Asian forest ones, which I want to breed, and then just to sort of sell the babies off dirt cheap so everybody can get them, and see where we go from there. But this little Israeli gold one is gold, and the tips of its claws are quite dark, which is pretty cool. I'll probably stick it in Thursday's video along with the Chinese newt.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dale's crazy for his scorpions. He's got hundreds.
Yeah.
And his knowledge is pretty incredible on them as well.
Yeah.
It's like the ants, you know. If you'd have said to me, you know, 2 years ago, oh, you'll have a colony of 500, I'd be like, off. Not a chance. You know?
No.
And I would literally be like, when I was a kid, you had ants, your mum boiled a kettle and got rid of them. because that's just what people did. You know, if you had the you can't say the second part of the name because it's YouTube doesn't like it. So if I say a Lasius species in England, and rightfully so, because it is quite a racist species name. But it is very racist, to be honest. If you had one of those near your house, your mum would be straight out there boiling the kettle, tipping it all over him and all the rest of it. But then talking to Happy Ant, and then Happy Ant's like, check out Ryan Antscapes over on Instagram. You know, you might want to get him on a live. And I was like, it's still Ants though. Went over, checked out his setup, got him on. It was like, wow. Suddenly, you know, you think
it makes you think.
Ants aren't just kept in test tubes and little plastic boxes. You can do bioactive setups. And I mean, Antscapes, his enclosures, as you're seeing, are just like up there with Serpa design. It's like, wow, unbelievable. And now I've got some here. It's like everything they do, it's you watch your tarantulas, right? Your tarantulas are like that. Your ants are all over the place all day long, and they're kind
We never stop.
They're kind of they look like they're chaotic, but they're not. They're all off and doing something. And I was chatting to Ryan, and he was saying they've actually been proven to spend time together socially, and even more than they're dead. I don't know how they worked it out that that's exactly what they were doing or not. I don't know. But yeah, it's mental, absolutely mental. And
What do you think? What's the most active tarantula to keep?
Oh, I would go along the lines of something like an OBT or a GBB, purely because of the amount of webbing that they get up to. But active and tarantula, you don't really see it much in the same sentence.
No. Obviously, like the ants. I mean, that would be something cool just to see them. I mean, it'd be something that's always moving. So it'd be a good display case somewhere.
The Pistelia Horodia that we've got, that was one of the reasons I got those. One, because I wanted to branch out at the time from tarantulas into something else as well as the centipedes. And I've come across those at one of the shows, and we've gone from there. They're nowhere near as active as what the ants are. And again, chatting to Antscapes, he says the species that I've got are not known for climbing, so it puts peace of mind in my mind with the message. You know what I mean? So if any escape, they're not gonna because they don't climb, and they spend a lot of time underground. So, like where they are underground, I've been really, really fortunate because what would happen normally is they go down and they create a big kind of city, and then they'll create another little town a bit further away, and another one a bit further away from that, and then they'll have like a lot of interaction between the big city and the two little satellite towns. And I was thinking, I'm never going to see that because it's going to be in the soil. And I've got this Buddha, turned it on its side, put it in the soil, buried it, and it's completely hollow. So I've got a big hole in the head, and the base is completely hollow, and it's up against the side of the glass. And I was looking in there, and I was thinking, well, where's all the ants gone? And Ryan was saying they like high humidity. So I was like, oh, okay. Still, where have all the ants gone? Because they're buried down somewhere. I could see a little satellite town developing at the front of the tank. And then I could start seeing them. They were coming out of this Buddha's head. So if I go around the side of the tank now and put a torch in there, there's literally like 400 ants all inside the Buddha's head with about 200 or 300 eggs all at the back. The queens are in there and everything. And it's like, wow. You know, I was so happy because I was thinking literally that everything's going to be buried away. I'm not going to see nothing. I am really conscious of the fact that if I put the torch in there too long, they are going to just up and leave. But fingers crossed, we should all be good. But Jeff says really want to try some isopods. Definitely. Dairy cows are probably the easiest one to breed. I've got dairy cows. I've gone in with the ants. Again, I was speaking to Happy Ant, and I said, you know, what do isopods and ants? And he said the ones that we've got the ants will push the isopods away from the main colony. I was okay, but they'll still help process the waste. I was like, oh, brilliant. Ryan says what he noticed was the isopods disappeared, which mine have done, and then suddenly, a couple of weeks down the line, they'll come out and they'll be out with the ants, and it's like they've both agreed to have, to cohabit with each other. So hopefully we see something like that going on. That would be pretty cool.
I have a bunch of the powder blues, but you don't ever see them. They always stay hidden.
Yeah.
But they are fun. One of these days I will have some of the rubber duckies. I say it on every stream and every time we talk about isopods. I'd love to have some of those rubber duckies. They look so neat.
Can't see it. I can't see the price for a little roly-polies. I can't see it. Sorry.
The rubber duckies are nice. If you have a look at the rubber duckies, Jupiter, they're like £350 for 5. A lot more expensive even than the rubber duckies, but they are absolutely stunning.
It amazes me that a little bug, someone can draw that kind of revenue from a bug. It's mind blowing. Mind blowing. Nobody taught me that as a kid.
Could you imagine, like, telling one of your friends that's not into inverts, not into spiders or animals in the slightest, that you've just spent 350 quid on like 5 or 6 wood lice, and they think you were nuts.
Sometimes I think we are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
as I'm sitting there playing with my dubia roaches before I feed them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sound like an idiot, but I do. I don't know why.
I had three histers left, and I fed them all off last night. I have 3 left in the colony because I'm gonna start up a new dubia colony. But I fed off the 3 histers I had left last night, and I was like, I kind of felt bad, but I'm done with the histers. And it's like, but the spiders enjoyed them.
Phil says there's a cockroach that is currently £2,000 each.
Oh my gosh! Thing better clean my house for that much.
That's insane. £5 for 10 dairies.
Wow.
Yeah, dairy cows, you can get 100 for about 20 quid.
Yeah, they're not bad at all, and they are cute. I think what the ones I like is was it Mystic Potion or something like that, or the ones I think are the cutest.
Magic Potion.
Magic Potion ones, yeah. I think they're adorable. I love those.
We've got the Hassie High Yellow and the Kluge Montenegro, and obviously dairy cows. But yeah, Phil's got the ones that we want next, which is the Panda Kings.
Yeah.
But even they're like expensive. But then, when you think how much a tarantula costs, some of the ones that are in the hobby and all the rest of it, it's like, well, I suppose it's whatever you're into, isn't it? Whatever you're into.
So, Derek, how many rescues do you get in, say, like in a year? How many, if you had to guess? Just on ballpark figure.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess normally we're between 4 and 5 a month. So by the time we get the enclosures built and out the door,
somebody had something to say.
What?
Oh, hi, beautiful. Hi.
Oh. Hey, Mr. Creepy Crawlers. Hey, Lipang. Lipang said I got one in the garden. They were.
Oh my goodness, what a baby. Yes, what a baby.
Has he got the blue eyes as well?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so verbal. I love them. Oh my goodness.
That's my buddy. I waited years till I could get a husky. I mean, between landlords and houses and moving and making sure that your finances are right and you can take care of them and vet bills and all that, I just waited. It was over 20 years I waited to get that dog.
Oh,
I bet it was worth the wait as well.
Oh, it was. It was. And I didn't even realize I was going to get him. Someone I was working at a gym, I was teaching kickboxing at the time. And someone at the gym had a family member that lived the next state over that had some pups, and they sent me a picture, and that's all it took.
Yeah. They tend to find you, don't they? That's what usually works with dogs.
Ooh,
That's
Phil's getting
all
more
my
and more
animals
baby.
are situational. Right time, right place, I buy it.
Yeah.
Put me down on the list, Phil, for a few. I'm sure it was is it the Bug House? Or yeah, Bug House. Ah, cheers, Phil. I got the Panda, not the Panda Kings, the Montenegro from the Klugers. Bought 10 at a show for 15 quid. Then I bought 10 posted for £16. And then recently I found 10 on eBay for £8 posted. I was like, I could have 40 here, 40 or 40 or 50 I could have got, but at least the way I'm looking at it, I've got three different lines now. So
Oh, I love you. I'm listening.
They don't bark, but they talk all day long.
Oh gosh, they're known for talking. Yeah.
All day.
they're good at guarding the property.
I sit there and have conversations with them. What?
Oh, they're cool, John, but they're freaking fast. I had two, and I still have two. They're just running around the house somewhere.
Yeah.
So one of these months, I fully expect to be walking along and see giant huntsman on the wall somewhere. It's like,
the David Bowie are fast.
oh God, and
And then the Cupia Sali are like another level of speed, an absolute another level. And then the other one that I can relate to is a Cameroon crab spider, which we've got. That they say across the groups and all the rest of it that OBTs teleport.
no.
No, Cameroon crab spiders, they teleport. And so do the Cupius sali, the tiger wandering spiders. They are something else for speed, absolutely something else. The Cameroon, when I rehoused it, it come out of its tub. I'll put it in there, put it in its tub, took the lid off. It's got one leg off, so I put the lid down. It's come out and it's got spinning around this enclosure at 100 miles an hour. And then as it stopped, I'm looking at it like this, and it's done no more but squirted shit straight at my face from the other side of the enclosure. It obviously hit the inside of the enclosure, but I was like, you know, don't you? You little bastard. And before he went in there, I'd cleaned it all down, all the rest of it, got it looking nice, and he just goes... Yeah, Phil had one bolt on him the other day. Mark says they're awesome. We have an Ellie. Hi, Ellie.
Hey, sweetie.
You alright?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Ooh, Lizzie's been on eBay. She says there's 10 rubber duckies for 200. They must be tiny babies.
Yeah.
10 for 200. So the reptiles that you rescue, you just to take care of them, you just generously it comes out of your pocket. You just out of the kindness of your heart, you take care of all these and all the vet bills and all this stuff. Or do you have some people?
Yeah, we will take in. We don't ask any questions. Even if someone drops off a reptile or calls us and has a reptile that literally has zero chance, if I have the 24 hours to get it to a vet to see if it has a 1% chance, I will get it to a vet. But beyond that, we do some other things too. I always look on Craigslist for people selling reptiles or getting rid of reptiles. And if I see any reptile neglectful in any situation that is not right, I will go ahead and buy it. I'm a big one for PetSmart. A lot of people don't like to buy from PetSmart. I will buy animals from PetSmart. I will get them established to where they're a few months old. They're eating well. They're doing well. That you know that they're going to be good. Give them a good house. Rehome them.
Yeah.
I like to do some breeding projects, but there's enough people breeding right now. And like I said, if you're getting 5 reptiles a month coming in, that's without me having to do any work, without putting any notices out or advertising at all. That's just people calling to say, hey, can you take this in? I don't want it anymore. But yeah, everything goes through a vet. No matter what animal comes in, they go to see the vet down the street, who obviously we see a local guy here who's graciously given us some awesome rates because obviously we bring him a lot of animals. But it's amazing what conditions people will let animals get in before they let them go.
Yeah. Well,
We just, matter of fact, we just got in. Give me the turtle up. I just got in this African side neck turtle the other day. And literally this, I don't know if he's never seen UVB or what the situation is, but he doesn't move. He's alive, but he won't move. He climbs up onto the rock and he sits there and he will not move. He'll sit there for days. He'll dry himself out to the point that he's like, now he's dry.
Do you think he's just absorbing those UVBs because he's not?
I think this turtle is a lot older, based off some of its features and its jawline, based off his reaction as a turtle. I don't think he ever had light on him, nor do I think this turtle was kept in much water.
Wow.
And for somebody to get something like this and do that, that's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. But that's where we come in. We will do everything in our power to get him to a vet, make sure he's healthy, and we'll go out and give him a 200-gallon pond, and we'll do the pond up for him. And that's it. Somebody will come along that really loves the turtle and they love the enclosure, and they'll end up taking it from us.
I watch a lot of the American like fishing channels, fish keepers, and they seem to be rehousing and rescuing a lot of turtles, sort of, especially around like Florida and California.
We need it.
It seems to be a bit of an issue. I think, people can. I can't remember where the guy is based now, but he's got them in a pond out of his back garden. It's warm enough, and and then that's what he does. A bit like Kemp Cannon does.
Yeah.
But it does seem to be. Russell said, "Do I watch Hawaii Fish Rescue?" I do. Yeah, I think he's awesome.
I watch them. Yeah, I watch them.
Awesome. We definitely need one of those guys. A couple of those guys in the UK as well. But yeah, it does seem to be a bit of an issue over there at the moment. I think
the biggest issue is the food trade.
We've rescued
not
2
much
muskrat turtles and then managed to find them decent homes. All we did with the musk turtles, they came in a 2-foot tank, and they were almost a foot in circumference each.
It's the number one hardest animal for me to find a home for.
We put them under UV.
Any kind of aquatic turtle.
We put them under UV, fed them the correct. There's turtle pellets. We took turtle pellets at them. They had shrimp. They had we bought like a turtle dried mix as well as. So they're having those. But then a friend of a friend's had them, and they put them in a big 4-foot and all sorts, and they look absolutely amazing now. One of my biggest gripes with the pet trade in the UK is red Tower Catfish.
Oh gosh, yeah.
They can grow up to 7 foot.
People don't know
Yeah.
what they're getting into, and they think they keep them in just a big 50-gallon aquarium. It doesn't work like that.
But even at that large, even and I talked to people about this before, even at that large, if you were to put, say, a 500-gallon pool in your basement, that would still not be enough space. That's a big fish.
Yeah, that's bad over here too, Scott. There's the same issues over here.
It's
You can just go to PetSmart and buy one. Buy one.
Yeah.
It's
it is
ridiculous.
bad.
Yep.
Even things like not the clownfish, the clown loaches can grow up to 2 foot. But with the red tail cats, my mate's got a big 8 foot heated pond. He's done his with jacuzzi heaters. Don't ask me how I weren't there when it was done and all the rest of it. I just know that's how he's done it. He is loaded though, but he's got a couple of red tail cats in there, and they're like 4 foot each. And he said to me, he was going to have a rescue fish pond. He said, but now he's got those two in. He said, there's nothing I can really put in there with them because they'll eat anything.
Could you imagine the cost of feeding those?
Even a good size arowana is going to go. He buys frozen tilapia, and just chucks them in.
Yeah, I buy that for my family to eat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2 big bags of tilapia in the freezer now.
I don't plan on throwing that in the fish tank.
Do you know in the UK tilapia is just not one of those things people eat.
Oh, okay.
And it's like for me, I've tried it because you can get it from a couple of the smaller ethnic supermarkets. You can actually buy it, and it is really, really nice.
It is nice. It is.
And literally, some of the tilapia sort of systems that you've got over in America, where you've got the fish at the bottom, where they're breeding, they're creating food, and then you've got the plant biofiltration at the top. So the water's pumped, it goes through the plant, comes back down. So you can literally grow herbs across the top and then grow your food in the water.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
A lot of plants that I do or start off, we'll do with hydroponics, just so we can kind of remove all that soil and everything. Get any contaminants out of it. Let the plant grow in just some hydroponic water for anywhere from 60 to 90 days. And from that point on, that plant's clear. I mean, no matter if the animal eats it, it's completely safe.
Yeah.
We all know what you're growing in those hydroponics, Derek. Don't worry.
Hey, occasionally you got to do what you got to do.
Is it legal in both of your states?
It's
Yes.
not legal in my state, but it's legal in his.
Yeah.
So no wonder Christine wants to come visit.
Yeah.
Oh, I would so much rather, so everybody knows, I would much rather move her direction to where she is at than be where I am at.
Yeah.
Ultimately we lived in Florida and I miss Florida, but now the law's changing. It's just Florida is not a reptile friendly community anymore. Even though the laws may allow you to have it, most landlords, homeowners, and HOAs or homeowners associations, they don't allow you to have it. So it's just not even worth being there. The laws here are weird. I can only have certain things in Ohio. They restrict me. And there's not many restrictions, but there's some. But I can cross the state. It takes me about 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes to get across to Pennsylvania, and I can buy an alligator at the reptile shop.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mind blowing.
I mean, me and Ellie would need all sorts of checks and licenses before we could even.
No, you don't even have to. No, literally, I guess by law, they probably should be asking if you're 18, but they don't. All you got to do is walk into the pet store and fill out the white piece of paper that gives your name and everything, and you walk away with the animal.
One of my friends, he wanted dwarf caimans, so they're only like 2 foot in size. So he did the pond and everything, and because one of his neighbours said no, he couldn't get his license.
Yep. we talked about I looked at a business down in Boardman where we were living prior to here. And one of the neighbors around there didn't want any animals or pet stores. And the minute it was reptile related, that was shot down.
Moon over Miami says in California you can go fishing for tilapia.
Oh, fishing for tilapia is great.
Yeah. that'd be nice.
John says it's not the price of the reptile, it's the price of keeping them and housing them correctly.
Amen.
Yeah.
Apparently, Durjan says it's because people in Florida want to keep Trump in captivity. A few years ago, they changed the laws about keeping inverts. I don't know on that one.
No, I'm not going to touch that one.
I'm not familiar
That's
with
politics all
It's-
over it. I ain't touching it.
yeah.
Yeah. In the UK, landlords in the past have been able to say no because you've got animals. We can't have you. Now the government's tried to stop landlords from saying you're not coming into property because you own animals, but they can still say no and not tell you the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're still in the same. For a moment, it's like, oh yeah, I've got loads of spiders, so I can move dead easy. And then you breathe out, and it's like, hold on a minute, landlord can say no anyway and not tell you the reason.
Well, literally, I'll tell you here in the United
Thank
States
you.
how weird this was. The last home that we were in where we had to move, your landlord can refuse to accept rent from you. He can refuse to take your money and just have you leave the home.
Wow.
Didn't even know it was legal.
Wow. Over here, there's a big you'd have to go to court to evict somebody and all sorts.
Oh, they do the same thing on here,
They
but
still
nobody
do it.
wants that on their record.
But yeah, if you get evicted, then you have to pay for all the court costs and everything anyway. So
Yeah,
as
and
soon as
nobody
somebody
wants to
says,
have that follow behind them.
we need you gone. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's best just to move on. Like Phil says, no pets by law only means no cats or dogs.
That is true.
But if it says no cats or dogs, then
The only thing I will say, they do have a stipulation where they can not allow you to have fish tanks because of weight and water issues
Yeah.
coming down on tenants below you.
Right.
Minnesota.
Yeah, I watched that one, Brucey.
I watched that show. That's a British show. I watched that.
See, in Britain though, we get bailiffs that think they can take it away, and they will come round and they'll take your stuff, and that's how your debt gets paid off. But the only debt collectors that can actually enter your property and do it are those that are court appointed. So it has to go to court, and a court has to send the debt collectors for it to be legal. Otherwise, because there's loads of videos at the moment of debt collectors turn up at somebody's house and then just literally just getting them and just chucking them back out of their house and saying you ain't coming in. That's it, and they're completely legal to do so because debt collectors are actually trespassing. Remember waterbeds?
Yes, I remember waterbeds.
Yeah.
So we're
Durjan says in Belgium there is also a new law. Neighbours are allowed to go into your backyard to collect, as an example, their pet or dog. Even now, this is getting more funny. I think when my dog was here, I think if it had gone into next door, I don't think I would have stopped and asked permission. To be fair, I think I would have gone and got it and then apologised. Just in fear of it, running off to somebody else's, and up the street, and then gone. It's a difficult one, that one, isn't it? Well, I suppose really though, if your dog went into next door and then you went in to get it, you're actually trespassing, I suppose.
Who's waiting for your mom to pull in? Gina.
That's Angelica. Go away.
Ellie,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Eating the yogurt.
You all right?
I'm alive.
Have you dyed your hair again?
I did it last week.
Did you? That was cool.
I'm still looking at that spider you were talking about earlier.
The green bottle blue.
No, the tiger wandering
Oh,
spider.
tiger wandering
Oh
spider.
yeah, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, these things are neat.
They're
I
beautiful.
can see you messaging Spider Mum every other day, going, "Where can I get one of these from? Where can I get one of these? And where can I get
Oh,
one of those?"
I do message her.
Yeah.
I do, and between you and Spider Mom and Mark the Spider Guy, that's my 3 go-tos. I've been heavy on that the last 7 days. I got to stop for a little bit.
Hold on 1 second.
The problem is I can't look because the minute you look at something, that you just want to buy it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the cost. I'll come up with the cost or work an extra day for it. I can see this getting out of hand too quick. I just want to get comfortable, and still I looked yesterday and I tried to look up that video. Maybe I didn't find the right one, but just a video on a good way to handle your spider. I mean, I know you're not handling them all the time.
I'll be completely honest, right? I will deliberately pick them up on a rehouse, and I'll do a video like 15-second clip just to try and get subscribers. But then I'll put them back in. But it's always on a rehouse. It's never like, oh, I'll just pick it out of this enclosure, play with it, and then put it back in again.
Yeah.
It's only if like on a rehouse they decided to bolt or come for a walk out, then that's the only time you really handle them, to be honest. Sicarius are awesome. Sand spiders are beautiful. Yeah, they're like £35 a sling at the moment. Sicarius, I think, if memory serves me correctly, I think the theory is that they're going to be next on the DWA licensing for the UK. Brucey says, I really want a T. Celidonia. They're gorgeous, but I can't cough up that. Yeah, tell me about it. Good vibes, says Dale. I have no room for more tarantulas until I get some storage sorted. And then
I've got to redo all my stuff and make it neat, and I'm gonna put something right over there for more enclosures this half of the room. But I want to try to get more heavy duty, get the metal racking, but it's going to have to be a little at a time because it's expensive. This is the heavy duty plastic, but I don't know if you can, well, they still kind of,
Yeah, just after time.
Yeah. So.
And then you can never get their shape back.
Yeah, exactly.
I've tried everything.
Or not, So, yeah, that's what I'm going to slowly do is try to get the metal racking. Just get one at a time or whatever, but.
I see Robbie in there with that shameless plug. Should charge him for advertising, shouldn't I? Yeah, if you want, Deja.
Where my stuff is.
Oh, he would. He would if I asked him, honestly. He would. It's just like.
I'll probably end up upgrading the racking when we move, just purely because of the bioactive stuff.
Yeah.
You do a bioactive enclosure, and suddenly it's twice as heavy because it's usually a bigger enclosure as well, isn't it?
I've come to learn 2 things. It's twice as heavy and it's twice as expensive.
Oh,
my Lord.
Tara's literally making a cup of tea just over there. She just looked at me. She went, he's not kidding. Ellie says hello. Christine says hello.
Hello.
I mean, it does pay itself off in the long run.
Reflection of the enclosures behind you.
You learn to nip into nature and go on the nature, Rob, don't you?
Or it sends me.
Oh, if it wouldn't be for loving nature, you wouldn't survive this hobby.
No.
At all. where you at, buddy?
Okay.
Hi, Wobby.
Be.
Only because I didn't say hello. I told him he can
What was
keep it
wrong?
instead of saying hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Anton.
Yorkshire tea, Deja.
Ew.
Do you really have to ask what he's drinking? I mean, come on.
I'm drinking Yorkshire tea. Tara's drinking Yorkshire tea. Hi, Tara, aka Medusa Dale says. I've seen my bank card. I lost my bank card for a bit and found it. Ellie's probably drinking some weird organic,
It's called pure tea.
pure, dodgy tea.
It's not dodgy, it's fermented. Thank you very much.
And I think she just goes out into the Welsh countryside, picks a load of leaves up, and goes, "Yep, that's my tea."
What you got there, Derek?
Jackie says Yorkshire tea is rank. Oh my god.
Excuse me.
Oh my god.
Kick her
I
off.
thought it was like a bosque, isn't it? Isn't that a bosque?
Yeah, little Reggie.
Oh,
Oh, what a thing. I like Earl Grey as well, but it's got to be loose leaf fresh Earl Grey. Can't be no tea bag shit Earl Grey. They don't taste the same. And you need to stick the cardamom pods in it to get the best experience with Earl Grey.
no, you need a Yorkshire tea bag, a coffee mug,
Oh,
milk,
fuck
and
off.
that's it, and hot water.
Look at the camera.
No sugar.
Thanks, Dale, for being on my tea. Yorkshire tea.
He's
is
like,
fine.
no, I don't want to stay still.
Yeah, but you don't drink cardamom tea with chamomile and God knows what else in it, though,
It's
does he?
called Earl Grey, Scott. And
Oh, that's
you can't
minging.
get cardamom tea. It's called a cardamom pod.
Cardamom pod then.
Oh,
It's a little seed, which is classed as a spice. Thank you very much.
no.
Hello there, guys. She's like,
Jackie says Earl Grey is quite nice. Coffee is life.
yeah, I like coffee too.
Yeah, I like coffee. I think we all agree coffee's nice. Apart from Tara, she don't like coffee.
I can't do coffee at all.
I love
Oh, I love a bit. I love the coffee.
I don't do any caffeine.
I
Good
love.
for
I
you.
love
I died off of caffeine like for a long time, a couple years ago, but I wish
I have ADD, HD, so like I'm wired
Yeah.
from about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. My brain is firing on 900 cylinders.
Yeah.
I can start a million things and I'm pretty good at them, but none of them get finished.
Oh, I know that one. Lupang is off to Brandon Marsh at the weekend, which is literally 2-minute drive from my house. Durgeon, reptiles, the animal's tongue want to run away outside his mouth, but the lizard is fast enough to catch it back. Oh, I got ya. Coffee is vile. It's a grown-up's drink, says Dale.
I'm going to see if I can get that little snake out.
Oh, you could tell that to her face, Mark.
Can you fix that? You can't act like it, people.
Yeah, I do enjoy nice posh coffee from time to time. The cost of coffee at the service stations has really gone up in quality, I think. Jackie says, "Reptile innovations. I need your energy, mate."
I live on caffeine, day in, day out.
I had started on energy drinks, but
Oh,
I've cut them out now.
Get a snake.
Oh.
Anton's knackered.
This was actually pretty special. The people I watch on Facebook from Snake Discovery had a clutch of bull snakes this year, and they were only able to have one clutch. And they had contacted our company asking if they could rehome one of them to us. So this was one.
Wow, that's awesome. You got something from Snake Discovery.
Yeah, it was
I didn't know
incredible
bull
to
snakes,
actually.
dude. I love bull snakes.
Yeah, to talk to Emily herself and to go through that whole process. was monumental, considering she had a million other people that she could have reached out to. I mean, to think that we have something from them in our hands is it's been awesome.
She is one energetic woman. I think she puts us all to shame. The energy and the vibe she gives off is incredible.
Yeah.
Did you
And
actually
her
meet
knowledge.
her face to face, Derek?
What's that?
Did you meet her face to face?
No, we had just spoke on the phone. I haven't had the pleasure to go out to. I'd love to go out to their zoo.
Yeah.
Be the Lord's will, we'll get out there. But I mean, we have to be thankful that Facebook is the way that it is. I mean, the things that we're able to see and learn and watch every day just by type it in your browser and you can watch it. I mean, that's insane. To think I don't have to go to the zoo. I can watch it on television.
For anybody that's kind of watching the chat, what you got to that's under the age of sort of 25. What you got to appreciate is me, Derek, and Christine grew up without the internet until we were kind of 15, 16, 17-year-olds. And then it was very slow. It weren't nowhere near as popular. There weren't nowhere near as much information. You certainly couldn't go on your phone and go to Google and type something and find out your information instantly. You know, we were still phoning friends and going in the libraries and stuff like that to get information. So for us, it is like an absolute amazement is the internet.
I mean, when you think about when we were growing up, I remember as a kid, before we could get exotic animals, even birds, I mean, it was studying about that animal for years before you were literally what I would consider qualified to keep that animal. And all you got to do is type it in Google.
Yep. Jackie says, Reptile Innovations, you jammy, so and so getting a reptile from Snake Discovery. Yeah, it was. There was either specialist magazines where there could be the information, but there was a telephone number, so you had to phone up the breeder.
Yep.
And then that involved a lengthy conversation, and only if they thought you were good enough would they sell you one.
Yeah.
You know,
it was a very closed off community.
Nowadays, it's very much like, yeah, you're the first person to ring, mate. Yeah, it's 300 quid. Yeah, it's yours. There you go. Boom, gone. You think they didn't ask me anything? We just turned up, they gave them the money, they gave the animal, and went away. I think we've lost touch a little bit where that type of thing is.
Yeah.
There's a lot that we've lost touch with. I miss the good old days where you could leave someone a voicemail and they got back to you when it was convenient for them.
Or when there weren't mobile phones.
Yeah.
So you could phone your boss, get his secretary, and say, "Yeah, I'm not very well. I'm not coming in today." And then they could ring you, but they couldn't leave a voicemail because it just.
But that's just it. When you were out,
you could go into work next day and say, "I didn't know you rang me, mate. I heard the phone going, but I was just too ill to move."
But when you left your house and you were out to dinner or you're out doing something, you're actually out doing that with your family, not worried about your telephone.
Yeah, that is Troy. Tony Anton is real name is. He says, I must be old school. I won't sell anything unless it's set up's being shown and a little knowledge. I can back up what he's saying there. He's a good friend and he's sold quite a couple of his GTPs to a few of my friends. And he does ask for a lot of information off you.
Yeah, you have to. We're obligated to. Obligated.
You're saying Annie's first pet was a T-Rex.
Robbie was Annie's first pet.
Yeah.
Annoys me how many sellers moan because someone asks questions before they buy, says Phil. Yeah, we've seen it. You've seen it. Yeah.
I won't sell to anybody like that.
I reluctantly sell anything now. I don't. especially if people have like give me things and stuff like that, and I can never remember what's been given and what's been been reduced or whatever, and I think, well, I can't sell that because it come from this person or that one come from that person.
And that's one of the blessings that we have is I don't have to sell a whole lot, really anything. Most of the time we get it in a great enclosure, and one of my daughter's friends or somebody that we know will come across and it'll just strike them. So it'll be a good fit.
We've had like, they're not rescues because we've had a few snakes come to us. They weren't rescues because they were completely healthy, so they were just rehomes. And they got home near enough straight away. But they, the few that have gone to people that are really, really loving people, and I know, that they'd be absolutely perfect. Everything would be great.
Dear little baby. I love bull snakes. They're so cute.
Let me
I
just
never
say,
thought I would enjoy a species of snake so much. They're extremely active all day long. Feeding response is great.
I really enjoy the corn snake there.
I'm anxious to see him when he gets up to that 6, 7, 8 foot mark.
Yeah. They're
So,
strong. They're a little sassy. They're amazing. Leah's an unusual pet's got a beautiful bull snake. Beautiful. It's albino, ain't it, Ellie? They're a bull snake.
I don't think
It's not albino. It's
Is that banana head?
It's not the Taiwan beauty snake, is it?
I've got one of those.
I know Ellie's seen it. I can't remember. Well, Leah's in chat. I can't
Those
remember.
things are gorgeous.
I think
No, I
it's
don't.
normal bulls.
That was given to me because the young girl was going through mental health that's going to affect her for the rest of her life.
The Taiwan beauty?
Yeah.
They're gorgeous snakes.
So that was taken in on the promise that it would stay here and that would be it. It also says I always prefer for people to ask me questions before they buy off me, no matter the question, especially if it's first animal. That
Just
is one
let me
thing
know.
I will say about Phil is he is a zookeeper with some absolutely incredible knowledge, and you can ask him anything, and he don't take the mickey. He just tells you the answer.
Red bull snake. Red bull snake.
Dirge's got too many feeders.
How can you have too many feeders?
I'm not touching my red runners at the moment because I need those to build back up again.
Yeah, I got to get a colony of those going. I haven't tried those at all.
The act is right there.
Is the breeding about the same, or do they breed quicker?
Quicker than dubious.
Yeah, that's my problem. No matter if I'm breeding or not, I just can't keep up with the supply. Almost all the lizards are eating bugs. They go so quick.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a local breeder that's local to you.
There is. We do have one that I
Seed
use.
breeder.
I just went to him 2 days ago and bought 3 colonies. So hopefully I can keep 2 of them going while I'm feeding off one.
Have you got
Savannah Monitor? He's the biggest culprit. He eats everything.
Have you got a GoFundMe or anything, Derek, that we could whack in the chat?
No, we don't. We don't do any kind of funding or anything like that. People have asked why before. And I'm going to give you a short story, and I'm going to give it to you simple. I spent a lot of my life in my younger years taking. So what I'm doing right now is my way of giving back.
Gotcha.
So I really don't accept anything like that.
I found it really difficult on the channel to start with when people were donating and stuff. Really did.
Yeah.
Because of the same reasons, dude. Definitely.
Yeah, it's just
everybody whinges about paying tax on their wage slip. I like to see that tax because that means I'm putting my bit back. Do you know what I mean? I suppose you're
Exactly.
there as well. Yeah.
Exactly. And just giving the animals and giving them good homes. That's my way of giving back. So I
How is
love
that
it.
tattoo doing, Christine? Change the subject, get emotional.
Put him back.
Do what?
I said, how is the tattoo?
Oh, it's all but healed up now.
Oh, wow.
He won't do anything.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Are you gonna do another live and have another one?
I don't know. This one cost me $200.
Tell me about it. I've been waiting to get my arm started. It's so expensive.
I've got to do something at 1,000 subs, but I don't know what yet. I was thinking about another tattoo because but it's just.
I want to do a whole water park on my right arm. So
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'm
having,
obsessed with water parks.
I'm having a lot of blackout with negative work done down my left, with some skin breaks in.
Yeah. Okay, I bet you.
But over here, I suppose it's the same in the USA as well. If you want a decent tattoo, they're fucking expensive. If you want a top-notch tattooist to be giving you a top-notch tattoo, you're looking at hundreds per hour. It's like,
I know some of them over here in the States, like down in Florida, they're well into the $800-900 an hour range.
That's insane.
And to think people are going in there for a whole day session. I mean, you're dropping $5,000-10,000. I don't think I could do that.
I couldn't afford that. I couldn't afford.
There's a croc monitor that has my name written all over it for that price.
There's a house move that's got my name written on it for that price. That would be literally deposit down and paid for the moving and everything.
I'm not moving again.
I'd probably have about $2,000 left over. Mind you, I suppose you can't get jealous if somebody's got more money than you, can you? You know.
But it's not only that; it's what your hobby is. I mean, really. People enjoy cars. They spend thousands and thousands of dollars on cars.
This is what I was saying to the lads at work, because they were saying, I can't believe you keep so many spiders and stuff like that. And I said to them, yeah, but you're into your gambling. You like to put not severe. They put like 10p bets on Sky and stuff like that. I says, you all play football. You're all into your football. And then obviously you're into your cars and all this and stuff. I went, I know nothing about cars. I said, but spiders are my thing. I said, it's the same thing. There's specialist groups for whatever you're into. And they've kind of gone, oh yeah, well I suppose it makes sense. It's true though. I mean, yeah, you have a group for anything that's man-made or any sport, and it's completely accepted. You have one for spiders, and then everybody's like, what do you mean you keep spiders? And then the first thing is always, aren't you scared of them getting out?
They're not going to do anything.
No. My answer is normally, yeah, just as much as I am scared about your dog biting me. Which is true, isn't it? You've got the same risk. Michael's mum's got a whole back tattooed, a dragon coming from a waterfall. She's even been in a few tattoo magazines.
Nice.
That does sound nice.
I can't imagine sitting there multiple sessions to get that done.
Yeah.
When I go for a tattoo, I want them to be done. I want to see my tattoo, and I'm not coming back.
I'm like, yeah.
Could you imagine in a couple of days, just that soreness just going away? Now you're back in there again. No.
So, sometimes you've got to go back to have a bit of the colour put back in.
Yeah.
You know. Let me just show. came in, robbed my vape juice, and never brought it back. Now I've run out. Mind you, I mean, going on to a vape, it's like you seem to be like this on the vape all day long. Yeah, when I smoked, it was like 20 fags, and that was it. With a vape, it's like every 2 seconds. It's
Yeah.
mental. Urgent. Sorry, it's because I've got the microphone here and the door's there, so I've just had to shout to Tara. So if I'd have done that, it would have been all distorted and horrible for you guys, you know. Here it comes, the magic juice. So,
I don't vape nicotine. Mine's nicotine free, so I don't have to worry about Jason getting mine or me getting his.
Yeah, mine's nicotine free too.
Yeah.
there's no point then.
Well, there is. You still. I don't know how to explain it.
It's
You
just the
still,
habit.
you still have that habit. You still want that taste. You know. I mean, if
It's the feeling of that rush of smoke going into the mouth
Yeah.
and lungs.
yeah.
It's I don't know.
That's what I thought too when I was vaping nicotine, but then I was able to wean off of the nicotine. I was like, you know, it's still a habit. But yeah, like you said, it's.
I tried the vapes and I tried like multiple different things, but they seem to clog up my chest a lot more. So I've never been able to quit smoking. That's
Yeah.
one thing I absolutely despise. I can't stand that I do it. I can't stand the smell of it, but I've never been able to stop.
It doesn't bother me. I'm a happy smoker.
Lizzie had
Happy
to do
smoke.
that in one session, not with the dragons. In one session with the dragons and the witch and the flying over some houses. I've seen it, and it is a big piece. You had that done in one sitting. Oh God. Yeah, I'm the same, Derek. I give up drugs and all sorts, but when it comes to nicotine,
Can't.
I like it.
I brought myself up from the gutter, literally, and that's just the one thing that's never left. But if that's the one thing I take to my grave, I'm all right with that.
I mean,
I keep thinking about doing like a little video of where, you know, literally going from homeless to now. It's how I got homeless I don't really want to talk about.
I'm with you.
It involves somebody that I now talk to because I accepted and forgive that person. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that helped me go forward. They've changed, I've changed. So it'd be wrong for me to damn them 7 years later.
Yeah. I've been in the same position. My only difference is I put myself there. Stupid choices.
Oh, it was my own fault, but I did get pushed. But it was my own fault, yeah.
I think we all get pushed.
It's complicated how it happened, but it happened. Yeah. But, you know,
But life works out for a reason the way that it does.
yeah,
Look where we're at right now.
exactly.
I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Sometimes I feel a bit disappointed I ain't got a bit further on with some of the stuff that I wanted to, but then I think, well, come on, you're fucking homeless.
Yeah.
You know, it's mental.
Yep, my daughter's sitting right here. I mean, I spent days in a shelter, days upon days, and when you are at that bottom, you learn. Like I said, I'm never afraid to admit it or tell people that story because I learned to appreciate every little thing. Just waking up and having my roof over my head that I can pay for. I'm grateful for that.
When I was
Yeah.
homeless with the other lads and that, we never. You slept in the day. It was too dangerous, really,
Yeah.
to sleep at night. More so, just in case somebody chucked something on you or threw something on you when they come out of a pub, and if they found you somewhere, do you know what I mean? So we'd find little spots in and around town, in the library,
Abandoned houses.
all sorts, mate. There's this one place, and it's like it's just a set of benches shaped in the size in the shape of a triangle. So you've got a bench there, bench there, bench there. But behind the benches, it's bricked with a little shelter. all the fronts open. So if you lie on this bench here and the wind comes, you can change and go around to the next one. And I can remember falling asleep on this one bench, and I was that tired. The wind came that way, and I woke up with ear infection. I'm telling you, that really hurt. That really woke up in real bad pain.
Oh my God.
It's like when you walk through town, you know, to go to a homeless meeting or to try and find a soup kitchen. Everybody knows you're homeless, and everybody looks at you weird.
Oh, everybody.
Literally, like you're a piece of shit, and you think, hold on a minute, you know.
And some people don't understand that to be homeless and find employment, or to be homeless and find housing, is almost impossible. It doesn't necessarily make the person a bad person. They might have made some screwed up choices, but
one bad decision in it, and then that's it, really.
I look at it this way, and I'll stick by this for the rest of my life. One bad decision, or even if you've made 20, what if it's the 21st try to make you save 100 lives? I mean, I'll never give up on people. We're too smart of a species to give up on.
I think that's why I still talk to a couple of people that upset other people, because in the hope that they can change at some point.
Always.
I still go back into town and speak to some of the homeless lads that I knew when I was homeless. There's one looks at me and he can't remember me, and we did drugs together on a daily basis and all sorts, and he can't remember me from loving the money, because he's just that much has gone through his system over the years now that he's
the brain's just not the same.
Remember 2 weeks ago, you know. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that big time. But I mean, I was really lucky. I was homeless. We slept on the streets under a bench on a mate's settee some nights as well, which was really lucky. Those nights were brilliant because I get a kebab. Couldn't eat it all, but I get a kebab, you know. But then we got into the churches. So in the UK, you got churches. And in the winter, the churches will often offer up their, like, you've got the main church, and then they'll have a hall off the church. So they'll set up that room with portable beds and stuff like that. But then it's basically you rest. You don't really sleep, because anything that you've got in your bag might be something absolutely. It could be a photograph. You know, it'll get nicked.
They'll take it. Yeah.
And everybody's making weird noises because, you know, all off the faces on something. Majority of, not all of them, majority of. So it's very difficult to fall asleep in in a room full of strangers, where you know it can be very cutthroat in some of those places. Exceptionally.
Yeah.
But you know, at the same time, I met some incredible people along the way. Some of the most intelligent, heartwarming people I've ever met have been full on in addiction, heroin addicts, very intelligent people, because they've got to get money and all the rest of it every single day.
Yeah, it actually pushed me to get my second degree, which I got in ministry and family counseling, which actually over here, I was a minister in the church for about almost 9 years before I stepped down out of ministry.
Nice.
That wouldn't be Victory Church, would it, by any chance?
No, it was actually the Church of Christ.
It was Victory Church that I went to because my friend had gone through the same stuff many years before I did, a long time, and he did it he found Victory Church when he was in prison, all the rest of it. But it was him picking me up when I got into the hostel on a Thursday that kept me connected, and then when I got my flat, I disconnected because I wanted to take more drugs. Reconnected, kept going there, and then eventually became drug free.
I love the church, and I spent a lot of time there, obviously, as a minister, but I hope I don't get ratted on in the comments right now, but the church has turned into too much of a business.
A lot of them have, yeah.
I see a lot of business and a lot of profit, and not a lot of giving and not a lot of healing.
I see it too. With a lot of
I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
if you see Victory Church in the UK, you'd see something different. They're over in Wales, quite nearly as it goes. They've got a big detox centre. They do some amazing work. But a lot of the money that they get, they'll send people out on missions across the world.
Yeah.
Places like Malta. In Malta, there wasn't a drug plan in Malta. There was no way of getting detox or nothing. And my mate, he wrote their drug program for them.
The theory is, and I stick behind it, you should not have 6 figures in a bank and know that your brother on the street doesn't have a meal that night. That just doesn't work for me.
Men and women of the cloth are supposed to live humbly, in all honesty.
Exactly.
They just are.
That's something that blew me away with my mate when going to see him. He got like a couple of suits. He got his bed. He got an alright car. Yet he worked 2 jobs that paid exceptionally well and lived in a small flat. And then the more you talk to him, you had to really prize it out of him that a lot of his money actually goes back to the church and is donated. But he says charity is not charity if you go around talking about it. You know, if don't let the left hand see what the right hand does, which means if you're giving charity out, you don't scream about it because it's not charity, it's self-promotion, which is completely true. Completely true. You know, Bono.
But it has to be. The thing is, it has to be going out. It can't only be coming in.
Yeah, that's true.
And for some reason, we're stuck on this idea. I don't know if it's everywhere in the world, but no matter what we do in life, we always want bigger, and we always want better, and we always want more. And we're never just sufficient with what we have.
I think, we're just inbuilt with greed. I think climate change is like proof of that. You know, everybody says, "Oh, it could be reversed. We've not done enough yet," but then nobody seems to do fuck all about it. John says he loves tattoos. He's got 100 of them, head to foot.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
So I have a few. Most of mine weren't done professionally. Most of them I did myself.
Yeah.
I've got a few that were done in some strange places. Not on my body. I mean, like just literally, you know.
Okay. It's not on strange places on your body and strange physical places.
I got what you were saying.
Yeah. My mind went straight to the gutter on that one.
Yeah, I remember my second one was my praying hands on my left side that we did with an RC car motor and a needle.
Oh, wow.
And there was that two ends of a screwdriver into the plug socket.
No, we just end up taking a bunch of needles and taping them together real tight. And then you weld it onto the end of a metal rod, tie it onto the end of the wheel with a little swivel on there. And it goes as fast as your little RC car will go.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it didn't do too bad.
Oh, yeah, I see it. See that.
I've had a few of the old ones gone over now. One was done with biro ink. And literally a pin, and that was like.
I got a couple I have to finish up. I started this one and never finished this one.
Yeah.
Got to finish coloring that. It's hard to tattoo yourself.
I'm not corrupted. I'm still sweet and innocent. I'm still sweet, okay? I'm still sweet. You gotta give me that.
I think we need to get Jason on here to confirm that one, Christine.
No, let's not.
I think he'd just start coughing.
let's not.
We're gonna ask Dad, but she's not gonna be home for like 7 minutes.
He's my husband. Of course, he's not going to agree with me.
How far away?
No,
And that's how long you can go.
we're just going to.
Oh my gosh, I have to do 2 videos tonight that I've put off. I just haven't felt like it. I just haven't. I've been down in the dumps the past several days, and I haven't felt like doing it. I'm still not back to my perfect self, but I feel like I can at least get one of them done tonight.
My
Yes,
Thursday one's just gone out the window because what I wanted to do, I can't do because that person's not going to be there for me to do it. I was like, and you know when you know it's going to be a decent video and you ain't got to do much?
Yeah.
Well, it's something that you love as well. It was going to be one of those. And I was like, oh, bastard. Jackie says, when I turn 50 next year, I'll have to get an extra special tattoo to celebrate.
I need you to run to Home Depot too.
I'm not going Home Depot.
Yeah, I got all those lizards coming.
Scott's like, no, I'm not going.
No, I got all those. I have all those lizards coming, and I have no cypress mulch here at all.
Oh.
I mean, that means I'll be coming to America. So, yes, I'll go. That's not
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
You're more than welcome and over here anytime, brother. I recommend you going south, though.
Yeah.
Isaiah.
I like it. I like living in the South.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss Arizona, though, too.
My husband went there for work last year. He was there for a couple weeks. They flew him over there. He enjoyed it.
We had a bunch of horses out there, so I could just walk out the back door and ride.
Yeah.
It's not the same around here.
Yeah, we got a lot of room where we're at out here in the sticks.
You're not close to the coast at all?
No, we're in the Triad area in the middle of the state. What happened, Scott?
I might have set my laptop up without putting the charger on.
Oh.
Do you know what's worse? It come up and said 10% battery about an hour ago, and I just ignored it because I thought it's on charge. Durgeon says, Reptile, where you lived in Florida, did you get a lot of hurricane problems?
No, we lived in Lakeland. Lakeland's right in between Tampa and Orlando, so pretty much central Florida. By the time the hurricanes get in from the coast, you experience a little bit of the wind and water, but you don't get much of anything. It's actually one of the best places to live if you're going to live in Florida, to be honest. If you go to Florida to buy or rent anything on the coast, you got to be an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, they get hit every year.
Every year you're hammered. I mean, that's like living in Louisiana. I mean, it's bound to happen repeatedly.
Damn right, Mark. We're all moving to Christine so we can give her a big hug when she's feeling low.
Oh. So sweet.
Mark can give Christine a hug, and then me and Jason can pop into the garden and go down that little shooting range he's got.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, y'all go to the shooting range.
A few toys we can take there.
That's the thing, you know, that's completely fine and normal for you guys. For us, it's like you do what in your garden? Even if we've got the licenses, if we did that in the garden, we get arrested in 5 years.
Oh no, we care deeply about our gun rights.
Oh yes.
We take that very seriously.
I
They're
think
trying to threaten our gun rights now.
I think publicity with that type of stuff and the news, TikTok and YouTube are very quick to show the negative side of it, and if something goes wrong, they're very quick to jump
But
on
let's
that.
let's be honest about it and get it out in the public
It's
now.
It's the same
We have
with
to admit,
anything.
guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Very true.
Guns aren't the problem.
Yeah, I wish I could too. It's okay. We're still gonna be there next year, and y'all can give me all the hugs y'all want.
I don't think you're going to be allowed to leave.
Yeah, that's what Mark said. He's like, well, you can send Jason back to take care of the animals, but we may not let you go home.
If Jason comes, then obviously kidnapping you both might be a bit of a problem. But, you know, I know some big guys. Just have to see if they know bigger. That's all.
Oh, my goodness. It's, yeah. I ain't letting go. Me either, Leah.
And while we're on the subject of Christine, Spider Mum, if you're not subscribed to Spider Mum, make sure you do so. We wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers before Christmas. Be absolutely awesome. If one of you is not subscribed, just one more would be absolutely amazing.
I'm at 826, so I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
It's got to happen before Christmas.
I hope so. Goodness. Let me see what I'm missing here.
So odd to us British. Phil, I think it's just, I don't know if it's odd to us British or if it's just odd to be British. If that makes sense. I think British people, you know, myself included, I think we're all oddballs anyway. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that one.
Ellie, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
Yeah.
Ellie's a chilling, ain't you, Ellie?
And wait, with the kittens that were playing earlier, but now they're all conked out on the couch. They're usually
My girls are about to walk out the door.
Yeah.
I got girls everywhere.
Jackie says us Brits are odd and off our trolleys. You ain't right. You're not wrong. You really ain't. I mean, some of the stuff we get up to, I mean, even I do it, you know, you think there's a P Metallica in that, so you don't like it. It is. Yes, it is.
Maybe that's why you guys' gun laws are so strict.
We have cultures within cultures within cultures in Britain. It's really weird. So, and then our gangs are very, very quick to well, just suppose it's the same in the USA as well, really.
Mark, that's a good one. That's hilarious. Who told you that lie?
Did he really just put that?
He really just did put.
Mark just put, I am not an oddball. Hey, Moon. Moon says you just got to work. Thank you for popping back on, Moon. Moon, I think between Moon, Callum, and Mark, I think they're the three people that promote YouTube channels anywhere and everywhere. There's not a short or a video that I or anybody else don't put out that Moon doesn't comment on first. Normally followed by Mark and Callum. Yeah,
Mark promoted so much he got stopped from promoting on Facebook.
I've done close on to 400 videos. He has pushed out every single one, every single video he has posted on his Facebook. It's mental, absolutely mental.
Yes.
Phil says we're eccentric. We certainly are eccentric. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it.
So, is anybody having anything new to the collection in the next week or so? Anything interesting happening? Any changes?
Maybe. Have to wait and see.
Maybe. So, Christine's having something. You've got to be subscribed to find out what.
Yeah.
Ellie's watching dwarf porn as she normally does.
I'm not far off a dwarf blood myself. Why would I watch dwarf porn?
Let me see.
Speak for yourself, Phil. See what you lost.
My phone.
How have you lost your phone?
Put it down, I can't find it.
I can't ring it because I'm using mine.
It's on silent anyway.
What's it on silent for?
I'm gonna do a live tomorrow, and this is gonna be like a fun live, not just a normal like chit chat like I usually do. We're gonna do a game called Whose Butt Is That? And so I have all kinds of animal butts, and you gotta guess what the butt is.
You should have got all the YouTubers' butts.
No, we're not gonna do people's butts.
Whose bum is this?
No.
Clothes, obviously. You know. Excuse me.
No games anymore. How come? You don't like. It's not my games night where we play. It's not interactive games night tomorrow. That's Thursday. Tomorrow it's just gonna be a live stream, and we're gonna all play. Yeah, interactive game night is totally different.
Sounds like it's going to be a laugh tomorrow.
Yeah. I hope a lot of people join in chat and everything. I can't wait to see. I still. This game. She's brainwashed for people with this.
You nicked my vape juice.
Oh, you must be talking about interactive game night. I'm not brainwashing anybody.
Yeah. I don't watch normal TV, says Jackie. It's Pants, Amazon, Netflix, Shudder, Pluto TV, and other channels I watch. I literally watch YouTube and a little bit of Netflix. And it's the same with the family. I don't watch the news anymore because it affects my mental health.
I tried to watch Netflix.
But normal telly is a bit shit. But yeah, like Tara said, we try and watch Netflix, but 9 times out of 10 it's Paw Patrol, otherwise it's a tantrum.
Okay. Okay, Leah. I'll make sure and watch you on TikTok for more. Hey, Andy.
No. Hey, Andy.
What did you get, DJ?
Detergent for €20. We don't know. We got something. Stop picking up Tara. My channel, Tara's Army can. She just drops in here, stands behind the other side of the camera, gets her phone out, puts Tara's Army stickers everywhere, and then everybody goes mad.
Oh, I miss having the kids at home. I do. I miss having them. They get all adults and all grown up. You miss having them at home.
Yeah, I miss the ones that aren't here. I'm not going to say that about the ones that are here. Not yet.
You can have Leo for an hour.
You got to earn that right.
You'd want to be chilling alone again.
No, it's amazing. They're all so different.
Yeah.
They're so different.
Oh, Leo come out of nursery. I picked him up today because Tara's doing an online course. So I booked a couple of days off work. Picks him up from nursery. I didn't know he goes in the shop every day. With him being autistic, that's one of his things, apparently. I didn't know. So didn't have no money on me. And he's tried to pull me in the shop, and I've gone, no. He's had one meltdown outside the shop. And then we've got up to a random DIY shop, little DIY shop, that he likes to go in every single day, apparently. He likes to go in this little DIY shop. He has a look around, waves at the owner, comes back out, and then carries on his little journey home. I didn't know that. So I walked him straight past that shop as well, and he's had a right meltdown. And it weren't until I've got home, and Tara's gone, oh no, you have to get him a packet of crisps or some Smarties from the shop, and then you've got to go into the little DIY shop with him and say hello to the owner.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Literally, it took me about half an hour to walk a 5-minute walk with him. It's amazing what she's got nailed down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, Spider King.
Now you know
Spider
what-
King. Welcome back, Michael.
It's because the owner of the DIY shop daily either gives him a lollipop or a little.
Oh, that's where he gets all the little plastic things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has to go and say hello to him on his way past.
Ah.
Hi, Spider King. Hi, Andy.
But believe it
I've
or
got
not,
to make a.
and talk to him.
I've got to get one of
That's
these.
pretty good, Deja.
Totes.
Deja.
I know I have all these animals coming here in about an hour. This is going to get crazy tonight.
€20.
Yeah,
It's about
have a busy
17
night,
quid.
aren't you?
Yeah.
You say it's going to be crazy. You're going to love every second of it, don't lie.
Oh, I'm going to love every minute of it. Every second.
Yeah, better be blasting up your Instagram now.
I got to get better at the social networking, the videos, just with working full time. And I have 5 children, my wife working on different schedules, and you try to spend that quality time and still try to do all the different sports activities. And there's just a million things on my list.
Have you only recently got like the telly and internet and stuff? 5 kids.
No, we always have the internet. But I don't get on. To me, if I have 15 minutes to jump on this computer or to sit on my telephone, that's a lot of time to spend with an animal or to go outside, or I don't know. I got a million things to do.
Yeah, appreciate your time tonight.
I'm sure my wife can think of something I can do.
God, yeah, they always can.
Yeah.
No comment.
As long as it isn't the laundry, I'm cool. You don't know what it's like to sort clothing when you have 5 girls.
Oh,
Oh my God. And if you get it wrong and put the wrong girl's clothes in the wrong room, you are dead.
why
You're done.
put them in their rooms? They didn't even have to put their own in their room.
You know what the secret could be there? For
You would
Derek?
think so, Ellie.
Get a permanent marker.
But at 17, they still cease to amaze me.
Do you know,
permanent
I
marker. I put 1 dot on the label for one girl, 2 dots for the other one, and 3 dots for the other one. So when you do the washing, you're like, boom, 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 and they're going to be like, Dad's better at this than Mum.
But you can't, because then they start borrowing their friends' clothes, and then you don't even know what's going on. Like,
I feel for you.
Why is this just a fact, though, especially Leo?
and then you start to see some of the underwear that your little daughters are wearing.
Oh, don't even go there.
I don't need all that. I don't need
wearing
all that.
massive knickers until the day she leaves this house. For good life.
Spandex under jeans.
And when she first decides to go into town with her mates for a drink, yeah, she's wearing a pair of trousers that's going to be padlocked. It's going to go off if those trousers come off. My phone's going to go off and tell me exactly where she is. I'll tell you. Don't you worry about that. She already knows the first night downtown I'm picking her up, and I will be until
With her, what you on about?
God knows when.
I'm going with her.
See you later, Anton. Take care.
Bye, Anton.
Bye, Anton.
Definitely Michael.
I love granny pennies.
I do too.
Living on.
They're the best. Jason's forever getting on. Why don't you get other? He's like, why don't you get something besides them big old bloomers? I was like, because they're comfortable.
See, I do have extras, but they're only for extracurricular activities.
Oh my goodness.
Is it a case of I'm going out tonight?
Listen.
Where's the extracurricular?
I'm five
Where's the
kids.
extracurricular underwear gone?
I'm 5 kids in. For my wife, those are for extracurricular activities. You're lucky to see extracurricular activities.
Bridget Jones one.
Oh my gosh.
I love my
Extracurricular
wife.
activities.
Hey,
And when
I
the
can't
kids get
complain.
older,
My wife married me at 16 years old, and 20 years we're still married. So
Good for you.
can't complain.
Yeah,
They are, Michael. They are.
20 years in this country is a murder sentence and a gun offence.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like one.
Yep. You only get 15 years here for murder.
Wow.
You get longer for it, don't see that.
If it was only 15 years for murder in the States, they'd be going into a purge. These people are crazy over here. They want to kill people for $2.75 in their pocket.
Yeah, the shootings they're just
For nothing.
yeah.
I watched this guy, this young lad, and he says, like, oh, I'm just going to start a TikTok. You know, I work in a garage in what's called the hood. And literally, he's cleaning the forecourt, and then you don't hear a gun, you hear machine gun fire. And the whole forecourt's like ducking and hiding. And he literally said, this is just like average day. And there was some kid stood outside, and he was shouting at him, telling him, get inside the garage. It's a petrol station, like.
Yeah, one of the first apartments that me and my wife lived in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, we had to move out of because it kept getting bullets shot through the doors, through the windows. Never know who it was. They would just shoot. And then once the street lights would go out, the cops were too scared to drive down the street because they would shoot at the cop cars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. City life is horrible.
And that's why people literally get away with murder.
Yeah.
Because nothing gets investigated.
Well, who are you going to investigate? It's so random.
That's why I like living out
Went
here.
to a mate's house once, seen his mum's thongs, and his mum walked in, and I said, "Whose eye patch is that on the radiator?" She was beaming red.
Oh my goodness. It's got to be embarrassing.
I think give it another 5 minutes, and I think we'll close down and call that a night.
Oh my.
My question is though, Michael, did you know exactly what it was at the time, or did you think it was an eye patch? In the UK, city life mostly involves tourists, pissheads, and road rage. Yeah, that's right, Andy. Unless you live in Coventry, and then there is a lot of gun crime, more knife crime at the moment, more stabbings in Coventry than anything.
Oh, I've got muff down by the bus stop, that's nice.
Bus stop here. Gunpoint.
No.
No.
Yeah, by the car.
I found a car chase on the way home, so that was eventful.
Oh, we live on one of the main roads out of the town city. It gets mental. Yeah, Lupang, he lives in Coventry as well. He said he's just going to say that. It's getting mad, isn't it, Lupang? It's getting a bit, yeah, a bit over the top.
I'm lucky I don't live in Coventry. I'm staying in Wales.
That's why we want to come Wales, tell you. Quiet life.
No, no.
Michael says, I knew what they were. Hello, Al. Just had to say eye patch.
You know, we'll have to send you back. At the moment, Wales is planning to dump the rubbish in England. So if you come over, we're dumping you back.
Spiders. Quite a few shark shootings up Thailand and Canley. Yeah. Tara said there was literally Lupang, if I said I was on the road with Zenats on the bus stop right where we are, there was a mugging on there last night apparently. Spider King, I lived in central London for a few years, wasn't too bad. I'm mostly worried about terrorism more than anything. Oh,
That's a big thing these days.
Yeah, one of my friends' nephews, they've come to Coventry now. They were living in London, and he got stabbed up because he wouldn't join one of the gangs, and he got stabbed 14 times. This has been, 8 or 9 years ago, and the court case is still ongoing.
Wow.
It's like they've almost given up on it.
It's crazy to stab somebody for that. Why would you want somebody in your gang that doesn't want to be in your gang?
It's about the money, about selling drugs for them. So if you get somebody to sell your drugs, you're not taking the risk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they arrested them, charged them, and then that's as far as it's got so far. It's been 9 years. He's still got the scars all over his back. And it's like, well, why haven't they got the time?
And they're still walking on the street.
Yeah. It is. It's getting a joke nowadays. It certainly is.
That's crazy.
Lupang, to be honest, we want to kind of move out, maybe to the edge of Coventry, or even Bedworth or Nuneaton. Most violent crime here around London is drug related, turf wars. I think that's the same in Coventry, to be honest.
I don't know. My wife and I's ultimate destination for retirement is we'd like a beachfront property in Thailand.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Cost of living's good. Politics are good. People are nice.
Let's see.
Bloody hell, Michael. Yeah, that's the long-term goal. Leah, what Ellie's just said, the rubbish gets chucked out, so we get chucked back out again. But my answer to that is how come Ellie's still there?
That's because I'm from here. I'm Welsh. Technically, I'm classed as a gem, not as well.
Yeah, we just
Sorry.
Wolston Village. Well, where's Wolston Village?
See, Tara can come.
That's rugby.
Tara's
Isn't it?
still a bit Welsh, but Scott's can.
I'm part Welsh as well, Ellie.
Says where? Which part?
Hey?
Which part? That tiny little nail on your toe?
The ugly bit.
No, that's definitely 100% English.
That's the Viking, the big nose. My dad's half Welsh, so that makes me a quarter Welsh. So that gives me a claim to come into Wales.
Patch, get down.
Yeah. Tara's family lives there as well. She's not a gem, she's a pain in the backside.
Go away. Go on. Go. Go. Go.
Bloody hell, Michael.
Jeez, Michael.
Yeah, like Mark saying that is.
Oh, we lost someone.
It's back will be gone like mine. I've got you, Lupang. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, there is a part up there though, Lupang, that you wouldn't really want to go near. If you know what I'm talking about, I do. Laws in the UK are messed up. Seems they get a slap on the back of the hand, then walk free. I think it just comes down to money and being able to keep people in prison half the time.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there.
Mark wants to move to Wales. He still lives there.
I want to move to Australia.
G'day, mate. I'm not moving to Australia. You can only keep animals that are native here in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you literally, there's like one kind of tarantula you can keep there.
Whistling tarantula. That's it.
Yeah.
We've got one.
It's as close to Australia as you're going to get.
Yeah, that's it.
Cheaper.
Oh, it's 10:30 already.
No, it's 29 minutes to 11.
It's only 5:30.
Yeah.
I was eating tea at 5:30.
It's only supper time here.
Yeah.
And Andy's over there as well. Wales is awesome. Best decision I ever made was setting in here. You see, I mean, I like walking, right? And when I was in Nuneaton, there was places to walk. Coventry, there isn't anywhere. There's no hills. There's no nothing. There's no wildlife. There's a canal that's flat and full of shit. But that's it. Wales, you can like where Ellie is and where Leah is. Just you open back doors and it's like wow. There's hills and all sorts to go walking around. It's amazing.
Oh, I'll have to take you down the river next time you're down, Scott. You'll have to come in the morning.
Definitely.
We can make our sandwich enclosures and stuff, and I'll have to take you out. It's like the river's like what, 5 minutes behind me, and you can walk for hours.
Oh. So I wouldn't be nowhere near as fat. It'd drop off me.
It'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm in the city as well, so it's not even like I'm in the country.
Is it not this?
Yeah, that's true. Pong says being close to the spider shop would be nice.
Oh no, the spider shop can say where they are.
Creatures from the north have got like 30,000 spiders at the moment. You know,
Wow.
Creatures from the
mental. Biggest supplier in the whole of the UK now,
Couldn't imagine.
by far. He's building a spider breeding facility. He thinks it's definitely the biggest in Europe, and he thinks it's possibly the biggest in the world as well, because he can't find any other one that's bigger unless there's a private one somewhere that nobody else knows about. But it's mental. Andy says, I'm about 5 minutes from the mountains and my backyard is the countryside.
Nice.
Especially Leo.
You could
Someday.
And for Leo. I want to have Black Friday deals ready, have some spider shops, going to have some nice discounts. Do Spider Shop send over to Belgium?
Before we move anywhere.
Kind of a rough time to run sales on reptiles during the cold weather.
Not starting all the waiting.
Yeah.
In the UK, they've got, if you have it delivered, it's got to be by reptile courier.
Yeah.
So generally, it's heated anyway when it comes to you. Anything with the backbone, you can't put through like the normal post.
They have the same thing here, just our delivery system is not the best of people.
I got ya.
Packages getting lost, misplaced.
And they ride in
24 hours.
vehicles
Turns
too.
into 72 hours.
Yeah, they're awful.
All right. Okay. We've got to do it tonight, otherwise there'd be no point in doing you online tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll get done. Like that.
So you all have Black Friday, but you don't have Thanksgiving? Well, yeah, of course you don't have Thanksgiving. So Black Friday, does it start?
Black Friday.
When is it here?
Black Friday makes the shops a lot of money. That's why Black Friday came over here.
Let's see.
Yeah.
So, is it on? I guess it's on the same day.
I don't even bother with Black Friday. Now they
I
have.
don't think I could say that while I was sober, mate. Ellie might have a better shot at that.
See you all later.
I guess worldwide, that's just the biggest day of shopping, not just the U.S., huh? for Christmas presents.
That's crazy.
What aqueduct is that, Ellie?
Aqueduct.
Andy, yeah, spiders.
I don't know that one because we only go one by us called the Gower.
JJ says he's gonna have a snake in his house soon. Nice.
Good.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna call it a night. 25 to 11 here, and I've got to nip out because we ran out of baby milk, and it's kind of my fault. So yeah, I've got to fly off and get some.
Good luck with your new rescues tonight, Derek.
I appreciate it. I'll be posting.
All right, good. Good.
What time they're coming in?
My wife looks to be about an hour and a half out right now, so
About
yeah.
midnight y'all's time.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, boy.
Lord willing, she's got safe travels, but other than that, we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Oh yeah.
Right, we shall end the stream. Thank you so much for joining. Again, Derek.
It's been awesome, guys. I'm anxious to get on a bunch more of these lives with everybody. I'll be on for the game night tomorrow, and that's it. Get the stuff rolling.
Heck yeah.
Brilliant. Awesome.
It's game night tomorrow.
No, I'm doing a game on the
A
live.
different type of game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Let's
Just
see.
be there.
I have a boys football tomorrow.
Okay. I'll be there when you're done, probably.
No worries.
Thank you, Dejan. Right, night, everybody.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Take care. Bye.